When I met Sergei, I immediately wanted to feature him on Hunger straight away. He's one of these people I'd heard about him because he is, I would say, the best dancer in the world. So he's somebody who was on my radar, but I've never been into dance, like it's never been my thing. Some people you photograph or you film and you just love, when you're looking through the camera, you love looking at them through the camera. You enjoy it, you get a real kind of buzz looking at them. And I just getting this buzz, which was why I was going far. I was going, you know, more type thing. And then we did a few moves, didn't we? You did a couple of like moves. And he did this move where his leg, I don't know what it's called, his leg, one leg was on the floor and one leg was almost touching the ceiling. And I was like, wow. And then he came across and looked at it and he said, oh, it's not quite right. And I was like, it looks pretty good to me. I kind of got like a bit of a crush on him to photograph because he's so physical, but also, you know, there's this internal thing that I was really buzzing off. Because I was just like, I love this guy. He's incredible. I would love to be able to do something moving with him because obviously it's all about movement. And for me, what I was really interested in was this kind of balance between angst and like what was going on inside, internal feelings, and the external.
You know, I was really excited because I think for the ballet, working with Rankin is really cool. It's like it has that edge, and it's important to combine somebody like Rankin with the ballet performance. And my mission is to bring ballet to the audience. And Rankin gave me possibility to improvise inside, so it was really, I was free in my head before and I was free during the shoot. In a way, Rankin's world I went into, and he created the idea, the storyline, and directed me like minute by minute. But in that minute I had a lot of freedom and a lot of improvisation, which to me is like an essence of living. And for artists to have that freedom, it was really fresh. Ballet is lucky to have somebody like Rankin doing thing with me and for the ballet.
I think it's really interesting to talk about improvisation because a lot of what I do as a photographer is semi-prepared. You prepare some of it, and then what you're looking for is performance and people to give themselves to you. But if you go into it with too prescriptive a concept, I think you lose quite a lot of what you can achieve. And what I really loved about the way that we approached this project was that Sergei had done kind of a music video style piece before. When I watched him at the English National Opera, I was like, this is rock and roll. This is the most rock and roll thing I've ever seen. So I went into it looking for a piece of music that had that kind of a different energy to it, that was more aggressive, that was more what I'd seen when I'd watched him. So I wanted to bring something to it that had that energy. So I wanted the music to be really not something that was beautiful, but something that was almost aggressive. And then I wanted to make the lighting a real part of the performance. So really Sergei would do a piece, maybe he would repeat a few things, but it was incredibly free, and that's how I like to make things a lot of the time.
For me, magic happens when I'm dancing and there is filming going on. That's for me the most perfect match. When it's performance, it is amazing, but something is not, for me, is not like a complete. And I love filming because you can get that perfect jump, you have more chances to take it, to capture it. And I don't know, I love just the whole thing about camera, like the filming of it, looking at it, how it captures the movement. So for me, that's where I'm the happiest.
I was not that interested in dance particularly before I met Sergei and watched him, and I thought, well, if I'm like that, then there's probably hundreds, thousands of people, millions of people that will be the same way I am. And he's so different from anybody I've ever met in that arena before. So that's what I wanted to try and do, create something that you hadn't probably seen before.
Yes, and also the difference as well, when you're doing live, it's kind of, you know it's going to be there, but it's not going to be last forever. And with camera, you know it's going to be there for a long time, so that puts on more pressure and just more, that more responsibility that is going to be for years and years and years, and who knows how long there. So that gives that edge to the performance.
When I watched Sergei, what I saw was an incredible passion kind of internalized into this, what I consider to be this really amazing, almost, the training to do the things that he can do and the natural aptitude that he has to do them. I can see that that's constraining in some way, because you have to do stuff in a particular way, I'm sure. So that's what I was like, I wanted to get him to go I wanted to see him go crazy. It was almost like wanting to see, that whirling dervish in cartoons. That was kind of what I was like, I want to see the internal frustration and then the external. So there's all the stuff where he's in the cage or he's on the floor, kind of, that was like one side of it for me, and then the bit where he's letting loose, and that's the stuff I don't know enough about dance to be able to say that's brilliant. This is probably took me the longest thing to cut ever. There's so much in it. We also shot it really slow motion, so a lot of it was at 200 frames, and some of the stuff that's just where he's doing these brilliant things, like the tiny little nuances that I see, when I watch it.
Yeah, when I watched it, yeah, exactly. It was such a hard cut, because there is millions of them, and they tell the story and they work. It's not random. Everything works.
I like the idea of some kid who hasn't really thought about dance, or watches Beyonce videos and that's one thing, but sees something like this and sees this is like art. For me, watching Sergei was like watching a painting being painted, or some stuff that come together, and that's as a photographer or somebody that documents things, that's what you're really looking for. You're looking for those people that in a moment they create something, and you help them put that, but they create it and then you document it. And then for a kid to watch that and go, hey, I hadn't thought about dance like this. That was I hope that's what comes out of it. He said something really funny to me when we were making it. I said, so how many hours a day do you do? And he said, da da da. And I said, but what if you come in with a hangover? And he says, it is the best hangover cure ever to dance. You just get rid of the hangover. 15 minutes, I think he said.
True. But just by hearing that there will be a shoot or a dance, the body itself starts to produce different things, like during 2 days before, night before, that adrenaline gets released, you cannot sleep. And in the morning, normally you have to do class, or you have to prepare. If there is something important, my body is ready.
Somebody told me very early on, if you're not waking up in the morning pinching yourselves, then you're not doing a good job. So getting the opportunity to work with someone that I would call a genius, but I don't know enough about it to know to me it's genius what he does. That's how I stay inspired.
I think in the future, what I would like to achieve, yes, the social media is the essence to get to people, and it's the fastest, the majority of people. Younger generation is on it, so I need to use these tools to bring ballet to the audience.
Yeah, for me, it's whatever it takes, whatever medium you're working on, it's important to just embrace it. And I find it very unusual when people are very critical of social media in terms of not wanting to be on it, because I just don't think you can understand something unless you try it. To cut that audience out because of being irritated by it seems bizarre to me.